Good morning. In this video, we will be looking some operators that can be used with strings in if statement. Okay, so let's try to open the Nano text editor. Let me call it if6.sh. So start with the shebang command /bin/bash. So the first command, what are we, the operator, the string comparison operator, that the operator that can be used with the strings. So let's start with -z. This is to compare if the length of the string is 0 or not. The length of the string means that it contains any value or any string value or not. If it doesn't contain anything, if the length of a string value is 0, it will return true, else it will return false. So this is the meaning true. It returns true if the length of a string is zero. Same way we will check one more -n. This will return true if the length of a string is not 0. So they are very close to each other. That's what I try to use them together. So let's assume a string. For example, a equals, or name, for example, name equals maybe, let's say, John. So it has some value. So the length is 4 because John is having 4 characters. So what does it mean? The length is 4. So we'll use in the if statement, if -z, let me use z first, and the variable is name. I'm checking, is the length of name is 0? Then I'm printing. What I'm printing, echo, let me say the length of dollar name is 0. Okay. So length of John is 0. Of length of the variable, because length of John, there is no value, so it's not meaningful. Okay, maybe I can print the string does not contain value. Which string? The string name. There is no value. Okay, the string, which is name, doesn't contain value, something like that. Fine. If it is 0, then it will print this. Else, you can say that the length of, for example, name is not 0. Okay, not 0. Okay, something like that. You can have anything. So what I'm comparing is, here I'm comparing the string value of name. The variable contains a value. Here, John is the value of the string variable name. I'm checking, is it having 0 content or more than that? Okay, is it 0 or not? 0 means it is an empty string. Okay. So that is the thing we are checking. Is it the length of a string is 0 or not? Okay, we will do the other way around. Another one I told you, n. N means it's not empty. Okay, the length of the string is not 0. So let me use with the name again, which is John. So echo, maybe I can say the length of name is not 0, else you are going to say it is 0. The string does not contain value. Okay, something like that. So this is up to the two operator that can be used with the string. Okay, let's see how does it work. We need to have the chmod and then execute the program. So the length of John is not 0 because it's the same way around. Let's try to give something. Maybe I don't have any value here. It's an empty string. Okay, let's try to use the same program with an empty string. So the output goes like the string doesn't contain a value, etc., etc. Can you get the idea? So now let's try to use, wait a second, IF6 if I'm not mistaken. Yes, okay. So now we try to use the Z for checking for zero length and for non-zero length. Okay, now we will have two more string comparisons. Okay, it's not good to change this one. Let me go back. /bin/bash. Here we will be comparing two strings, the value of two strings. Fine. Are they equal? Are they not equal? Something. So let me have name1, which is equivalent to again John. Another variable name2, which is equivalent to John, but there is a small difference. Can you see here? J, small case, and above John, name1 at uppercase. Even though they are JOHN, they are not same because capital letter and small letter differs. Now let's try to check, are they both equal using equal operator? Okay, so $name1 equal to $name2. So you use double sign. Remember, this double sign cannot be used with the integer values. For integer, you will be using EQ, not NQ greater than, something like that. So that one will compare the value. Okay, but here what are we going to compare? We are going to compare the string values. Okay, is the string values are equal or not? Exactly same or not? Okay, so here we will be using the symbols, the sign, like double sign, and then name2. Another variable is name2. So let's say if they are equal, I'm just going to echo the two strings are equal. Okay, let me finish like this. And I told you we have another operator. Let me use that one, which is name1 not equal. So in Java, we have this symbol operator. So the same thing I'm going to use name1, name2. Here I missed the name2. Okay. If they are equal, I'm going to we need to have spaces or else you will have error message. Okay, so the two strings are not equal. Okay, I can even do the else part, but I want to try the two operators, one for equal, one for not equal. Fine. So here okay, so the two strings are not equal, of course, because capital J is different from small j. So that is the thing. Here, this part is not executed. If they are equal, it will print this message. but John and John are not same. So here this condition returns true and this is printed. Okay, fine. So here let me continue the same program with one more for less than and greater than. Okay, let's assume that when you have a value A comes before then B. Am I right? So like when you say D comes after B. Okay, so lexicographically, the string, the value comes before or not. This is what we are going to compare. We are not going to compare is smaller or bigger. No, in alphabetical order, the string value comes before lexicographically or comes after another value, something like that. Okay. So let's try to use the John and John. So if the first name, okay, less than the second name, okay, sorry, which is name 2. So is this name 1 less than name 2? Okay, see here, I'm using the operator, this one. Where is the operator here? Less than. Do you remember in some command, in cat command, in sort command, we used this symbol which is called redirection symbol. So when you execute this program, Ubuntu will give an error message. I will show the error message after I execute it. Okay, just keep this one. So here this less than symbol, it checks, is the name 1 comes before name 2 or not? Comes before. Okay, so let's see then, and let me print a message. This name 1 less than means comes before, okay, name 2, and then finish it. I'm going to use another which is greater than. If $name 1, this one is comes after here name 2, then I'm going to print a message, echo $name 1 comes after name 2. Okay, here also name 2 missing. Yeah, and then finish it. If means fi, that's for the ending. So let's see the output. Here John comes after John. Do you get the idea? They are not the same. So capital 1, normally in the alphabetical order, small one comes first and then the capital one, something like that. Okay, so let's go back. Let's assume that even though you have John, let's try to have something like this way. Okay, I have one additional. So this one will have a little difference. By the way, I forgot to say this one. Okay, let me explain that before going to talk about this error message. This was the one I was telling before while doing the program. Okay, so here John, it's a short string. It comes after John. Okay, so here, can you see here? This capital J comes after small j, something like that, is it? So here or there we have a error message saying no such file or directory. Actually, this was the one I was explaining when I was talking about the lexicographical order. This symbol, it is less than, but you know, in command, Ubuntu command, we used this sign. We call it redirection symbol. So when you are using redirection symbol, it's used with the file name. You want to save something to a file. Okay, so that is the thing, we use the redirection symbol, but here we don't use any file names. We are dealing with string variables. So in order to make Ubuntu to understand we are not dealing with a file, just put a double bracket in front, also at the back. In this way, We are telling Ubuntu that, yeah, we are dealing with string values. This is not a file. Okay. If you put one square bracket, it will think it's a file name. Dollar name one, dollar name two, they are the file names. Actually, they are not the file names. They are a string values. So when you do like this, you won't have the error message which you had before. Can you see here? This two strings are not equal because John and John N. So they are not the same. Another is for the less than greater than. So two outputs, one for the equal not equal, another one for the less than greater than. Can you get the idea? Is that fine? Okay. Okay, the string comparison operators are explained in Lab 8 document, which I uploaded in the Blackboard in page number 10, I think. Okay. Now let's see some other kind of ways of using if statement to deal with the file. Okay, let's assume that you have a file in your present working directory. Let's see, ls. So you have many files in the present working directory or maybe inside a directory. For example, ls maybe inside, for example, CS314. Sorry. LSCS314, yeah, you have text.txt. So you have some files or like maybe in the present working directory or somewhere, you have a file path to the file. So if you have the file names, you can try to figure out, do you have the file? Is that exist? Is that file doesn't exist? Or is that file has a read permission or write permission or execute permission? Or what is the size of the file? Something like that. Is the size of the file 0? All those things. Like here we used to see all those details, is it? We see the size of the file, the one 4096. This is the size. Can you see here? We have some files which is 0. Okay, something like that. So, and the permission are all mentioned here. Is the file has a read permission, write permission, execute permission, and is the file is 0. So all these things we can able to check from our Ubuntu programs, bash scripting. So let's try to see that one. Open the nano editor. Okay, /bin/bash. Now, I would like to have a file name as a command line argument. Okay, I'm not going to assign here. When I execute, I will pass the file value. So, what value I pass, like file name equal, I'll take it from the command line argument, which is number 1. Okay, fine. Now, let me check. There are many ways to check. First, I will check, does that exist? Okay, so how do you check? -e for checking. Is that file exist? What is the name of the file? I don't know. I will pass from the command line argument. So I'm giving the variable name, $file name. So if that exists, let me print a message, echo, and then let me print file name. So this is the file name. The value of that variable will be printed exist. Let me close it. Okay. And this is for exist. As you know that, Okay, as you know, okay, let's see the output first before continuing the program. I say we have a command line argument. Let's say I'm giving file1 dot text. Does it exist? Yeah, file1 dot text txt exists. Is it true? File1 dot should be yeah. Here it is. File1 dot txt. It's existing. Is it? Okay, let's see one more. For example, file1 dot txt exists. Let's see uh, what's inside CS314 text.txt. So let's try to check uh, in CS314 slash text.txt. Do you get the idea? It means to say that I'm giving the path of the file. Yeah, it exists. So let me try maybe text2.txt. There is no output because I did not write else part. So there is no output. Okay. So this is about checking the, yeah, I have 8. Okay. This is for checking whether the file exists or not. Okay. Sometimes you may have a directory. Maybe some here I was checking the file. Sometimes you want to check the directory. So if it is going to be a directory, write D. So here this one exists. Let me differentiate, and it is a directory. Okay, let's have a message. Okay, what directory we have? CS314. Let's do CS314. It's a directory. Yeah, CS314 exists and it is a directory. Let's see CS319. We don't have any such directory. By the way, there is no output because I did not do the else part. It's better to write the else part or else you won't see any output. Okay, fine. So -e for checking whether a file exists in the directory or not. You give the path, and D for directory, E for file. And now I told you we can even check the permission of the files. Does it has a read, write, execute permissions? And does it contain any data, like the size is not empty, the file is not empty? So all these things we are going to check one by one. Let's do with file permission. Okay. So if you want to check the file permission, maybe we'll start with the read. So -r file name. So then echo the file has read permission. I prefer to have the else part. By the way, I do not prefer to use the read because it is a keyword. Okay, it's for reading a value. So if you want to print, I'm doing like this. Okay, so let me close the if. Okay, so here I'm checking read permission. So let's try to see the output. Which file? Let me use the same file. if8.sh. The file name is C. Okay, file2 dot maybe sh or file2 dot txt. File2 has read permission. Okay, let's check it. File 2, file 2, yeah, on the top you see file 2, it has read permission. Okay, fine. So now let's try to see the write permission. For write permission, it's going to be W. Instead of R, you just say W and then you write it here. I'm changing the same program so that we can easily see the output. Okay then. So the same file I'm going to do, which is file2.txt. Does it has a write permission? Yes, it has a write permission. Let's see the file2.txt. I'm talking about the owner of the program, owner of the file. Okay, write permission. Can you see here? Write permission. Go back to the program, execute permission. So it is X. Instead of W, just say X. And I'm going to change the message. Execute permission. Okay then. So let's see the output file2.txt does not has execute permission. Why? File2.txt, can you see here? Owner has read and write only. There is no execute permission. Okay. So that's the thing. It says that does not has. Fine. Let me go back. And size of the file, we can check like using size. Okay. I'm going to write it in the separate, or even you can change it here S for the size. So for the file name, the file, which is the name of the file, will be printed. The file is not empty. So here S will return true if it has some size. Okay, if this one S will return true if the size is greater than 0. So I'm going to say true means not empty, false means empty. So file is empty. Okay, fine. So false means is empty. Okay, fine. So let's see the output. File 2 is not empty. Let's try to see. Maybe there is can you see here, there is something called John. It's a string and then it contains 0. So I was checking the John in the present working directory and says John is empty. Fine. Okay then. So in this way, we can able to play with the files. Like we can check if the file exists or not exist, and does it has the read permission or write permission or execute permission, and the size empty or not empty. Fine. So this is about the if example. Example for the if statement, and this is given in the Ubuntu Lab 8, slide number 15. Thank you.